welcome to Cheap Shot Entertainment. As usual, I am your host Luke, and this is the second ever set of movie reviews that we're going to do, because there is 5 movie reviews in one video. During the weekend of the 27th, Mike, myself, Woody all went to Dead and Breakfast at the Quad in Derby. And if you don't know what Dead and Breakfast is, basically you watch a marathon of horror movies and you get breakfast at the end. If you survive the night, you get breakfast. And we had 5 reasonably good films. We had some real crackers, some films that were probably not meant to be comedies but were hilarious. The old classics, we had Exorcist, we had Aliens, Ringu and Jason X, just to finish off the night. I'm going to take you through everything that happened during the night. We're going to do an unboxing of this fabulous VHS cassette box, which is something that you got as a souvenir as you walked through the door. Dead and Breakfast 10 at the Quad. Some information on the box there from the Quad. And yeah, we're just going to go through the films basically and tell you what I thought of them. There's some director's cuts, there's some things that I've never seen before, which was fantastic. And like I say, we're going to unbox this and see what was inside, because I didn't actually open the box apart from to put my ticket inside, just to keep it nice and safe. So if you want to know what happened at Dead and Breakfast, keep it locked right here on Cheap Shot Entertainment. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, and share us with your friends. If you want to continue the video, join us. Okay then, so the Dead and Breakfast VHS box souvenir thing that you got from the Quad on the 27th, giving you a rundown of everything that's going off during the night. This is Dead and Breakfast 10, so it's been going for 10 years now, so hopefully this video will get more people to come down. It was pretty full in there, but it was decent. Yeah, I've got to say it did smell like farts and body odour by the time we finished. I took some spray, so it definitely wasn't me, although I did add to the fart factor, and I'm quite proud to say that, considering I'd lasted all night. So we're just going to open the box. Some pictures on the back. There's Exorcist, there's the Dutch film De Lift, and I think that's Aliens right there, so that's pretty cool. Got Jason X with his metal hockey mask, and Ringu on the side there. So all times are subject to ish. Plus the clocks go back, so there is an hour to spare. Yeah, the clocks went back on this night as well. So the basic running order for this was 8 PM we start with the Exorcist director's cut, classic film. We go on 10:45 Ringu, the Japanese original with subtitles. 12:20 after a break and a chill out spot of food, maybe a cup of tea or coffee, definitely coffee on this one. We go straight on to the quiz results and then the lift, or De Lift because it's Dutch. We're then at 3:30 AM. Good time to watch Aliens with your mates. Fantastic film, can't get enough of this film, and even better on the big screen. And we finish off with a feel-good movie, Jason X. So what's inside the box? Let's open it up, shall we? Oh, lots of things falling out. Okay, right. So we have a postcard, a rundown of everything that went down in the night, which we've already shown you. We have a collector's card, Bloodsuckers and Other Monsters. I believe that is Christopher Lee as Dracula, with a little bit of blurb on the back as well. Having explored Stoker's Dracula many times, Hammer turned to J. Sheridan Le Fanu's Novella Carmella for inspiration. Lust for the Vampire, 1971. This was a sequel to The Vampire Lovers and was part of the trilogy of pictures exploring the Karnstein clan. Unfortunately, it is also known for the inclusion of terrible pop song called Strange Love during a key scene. Wow, I think I'm going to have to go and watch that film now. But that's pretty cool, collector's card. I think this is something I picked up separately. Yeah, there's something telling you what's going off at the quad. We've got Mandy, Nicolas Cage, basically as a horror movie, in a horror movie, which is fantastic. Prices are decent at £7.50 as well. If you're in Derby or in the area, get down to the quad and watch some horror movies. Got Suspiria de Gollum with a live score. And they're also showing Halloween 2018, which is a good time to mention. We've already done a review of Halloween 2018 for the Halloween special. We move on to the Dead and Breakfast quiz, which we didn't do because we didn't have a pen, but here's the questions anyway. We're not stealing it, it's homage in it. Answer. Kill list. How many people are killed in the Friday the 13th franchise? Caption competition. So there was a picture there somewhere. I think we were out at McDonald's at that point, but that's pretty cool. There's a quiz. The movie Possum. If you've ever watched Garth Marenghi's Dog Place, Matthew Holness directs Possum, and it looks pretty decent, to be honest, and a poster to go with it as well, which again is pretty cool, for a freebie. My ticket, of course, I'm going to keep that. And we've also got an eyeball, a candy eyeball, and some popping candy, which I think was supposed to get you through the last film just by giving you a massive sugar rush, just to get you through. So that's everything that was contained inside the box of the VHS variety, newly minted as well. Very, very nice smelling newly minted VHS box, collector's box, which was fantastic to get. I was really surprised by this, and I'm absolutely stoked by this, because obviously it was a reference to the Ring, or Ringu as it were. So yeah, we're going to give you a rundown of the films, tell you what I thought of them, little bits that I've never seen before, and yeah, we're just going to go through all 5 films pretty quickly. Quick shot reviews right here on Cheap Shot Entertainment. So the first film of the night was The Exorcist Director's Cut. Love this film. It scared the bejeebers out of me when I was a kid. Probably shouldn't have been watching it, to be fair, but it took me a long time to re-watch this film, and I absolutely love this film with a passion. It is such a good film, so well shot. Appreciate the time frame that it was filmed in, with the practical effects. It was just fantastic, and it was the director's cut, so there was, I'm not going to go into details, because we all know, if you're watching this video, you know what The Exorcist is about, and the scenes that probably have been included in this one. So there was a few bits that I've never seen before included in the director's cut. It just made it so much better. The first bit I've never really seen before, but it was an extended version of that, where he finds the little statue. What is the statue? Who knows? And it's only later on that you find out. The clock stops in the office, and there's all these close-up shots, zoom shots of the father's face. And yeah, it's just fantastic. It's just a fantastic film, and the extra scenes were just brilliant. And especially watching it in the movie theatre, when Regan starts to turn, there's all these experiments going off on her as well. So it's kind of, is it supernatural? Is it based on religion? Is it something to do with her mind? And all these doctors, rich doctors, and you know, this rich actress pays all these doctors to find out what's wrong with her, and they just say, go to the church. And it's that really gives this film a sense of foreboding. If you've never seen The Exorcist, go and watch it if you are a horror fan. It is fantastic and so much better in the movie theatre. Can't say much more about this one. It's The Exorcist. If you know what it is, you know what the review would be. Definite A for this one, especially with the director's cut as well. Absolutely fantastic. So moving on, after a small break at around 10:45, the original Japanese Ringu was played. Now, may get some heat for this, but I'm not a big fan of Ringu. I can appreciate why people do like it. It is a good film. It's perfectly shot. It's got the sense of dread. I just don't like it. I don't know what it is about it. It just doesn't do it for me as a horror film. That being said, it is a very good movie, and I'm not going to talk too much about it because, like I say, I'm not really a massive fan. But yeah, it's well worth a watch. You know, the idea that there's this tape and anyone can watch it at any time, man, woman, child, on any VHS player. Obviously they can do that now with an internet thing, and people have tried it, but none of them have done it quite as well as the Japanese Ringu. Obviously the sense of so there's obviously the sense of revenge that you feel for Sada as she crawls out of the tea. Again, the special effects are absolutely fantastic. I do want to recreate that at some point, with me crawling out of the TV. Maybe for next year's Halloween special I can do that as an opening. But yeah, the sense that, you know, Sada wants revenge on whoever watches the tape. You watch the tape and you've not done anything about it, you know my killer, I'm going to kill you instead. And yeah, it's really good. I'd give it a solid B, just because it was quite late on, and there was subtitles, which I don't mind. I really like the film Train to Busan, but it's one of those films that you don't really need to read the subtitles, or you can catch little bits of subtitles and still follow the story. Ringu is ever so slightly different to that. You have to read the subtitles in order to know what's going off. And yeah, I'd give it a solid B. It's not as good as The Exorcist, but a very, very good start to Dead and Breakfast so far. And we're now at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to go and have a break. So after another quick break, cup of coffee and doing whatever that we needed to do, the third film on the list was introduced, which was De Lift, which is a Dutch film, a B-movie. As you can imagine, it is about a killer lift. As you can imagine, it is about a killer lift. And got to say, I really enjoyed this one just because it was so terrible. It was one of those movies that was so bad, it was good. And speaking of the director of Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, you can see that he's got a lot of reference material from films like this, maybe even from this film, because of the establishing shots going up the building and things like that. There's things that you will notice from Garth Marenghi's Dark Place in this film as well. Yeah, so it's killer lift, kills indiscriminately, it boils people alive, it chops people's heads off, which incidentally got the biggest cheer of the night. When the lift comes down and chops someone's head off, everyone applauded, and it was just surreal. I don't know whether people were getting a bit tired and delirious at this point, but I joined in. It was great, and I still don't know what's happened to Keith. We need a sequel for The Lift, so we can find out what happened to Keith. Overall, the film, I'm not going to give it a really bad grade. I'd say probably a D. It's worth a watch. It's a good laugh. You know, it was made in 1983, and it is Dutch. There's the sense of like, you ever watched El Dorado, this soap that was set in Spain? It has a lot of the same kind of things in there. It's shot and it's brightly coloured. It doesn't give you the same sense of foreboding as An Exorcist or Ringu. because everything's so bright. But it is a really fun movie to watch with your mates. It's definitely one to check out if you want to laugh at a horror movie. This is the one. It's absolutely ridiculous. I love that. Definitely on my list of films to buy, just because it's so ridiculous and you can just put it on at any time and just have a really good laugh at it. But yeah, go and watch this, make up your own mind. It's got good reviews on pretty much every website I've been on, to be fair, just because it's so damn funny. So yeah, that's really cool to split everything up with this film. And I think the quote of the day was, "There's nothing like a good B-movie," and this was nothing like a good B-movie. We're now at 3 AM in the morning. People are high on coffee and sugar, and we are going to watch one of the greatest films I think I've ever seen, and it does get better every single time I watch this film, and it is Aliens. I love the original Aliens. I couldn't call it a horror movie, but they showed Aliens last year. Alien last year, so they're going to show Aliens this year. Maybe they'll show Alien 3 next year, and Alien Resurrection, and Alien vs Predator, who knows. But yeah, such a good film. I would put it in the category of action rather than horror, but you know, there is it's man against beast. It's just everything you want in a horror film. It's set up beautifully with the family getting killed at the beginning, with Newt as well being the only survivor, being able to survive even though she's like 10 years old, and being able to survive against these monsters, whereas these big burly Marines, or grunts as they're called in the film, which I think is hilarious, going in with all these guns and getting killed. Anyway, I mean, there's something about a monster that even when it's killed can still hurt you with its acid blood. That is such a cool idea, and Cameron just outdid himself on that one. Wonderful visuals from H.R. Geiger as well. Wonderful, wonderful artist he is, and he drew and created the xenomorphs that we know and love today. Such a good film all the way to the end. Quotable lines, doing that at 3 AM with your mates, with a room full of people, and it smells like farts and BO, is just again, watching Exorcist on the big screen was fantastic. Watching Aliens probably was my highlight of the night at Dead and Breakfast 2018, followed closely by Delift, of course. And so we ended the night on a bit of a feel-good factor. A film that could take the piss out of itself for being so ridiculous. It is Jason X. And it's worth noting that for only 2 reasons, in my opinion, watching this film is absolutely fantastic, because of the liquid nitrogen kill and the sleeping bag kill. Oh, we love premarital sex. And then Jason just pounds them. But they're not real. They're just a distraction while they get onto the pod to try and get away from him. But it's such a good film. It laughs at itself, and that's what makes it a good film. If you go into it thinking that it's serious, it's not. It borrows elements from Aliens, from the original Jason, from the original Friday the 13th, from Halloween movies. It borrows from everything. It's a teen movie in space where Jason has been brought back to life after being frozen, and he starts killing people. That's what Jason does. And also noting as well that Kane Hodder has come back to reprise his role as the undead killer known as Jason Voorhees. Such a good film, great way to finish the night. Overall, fantastic night. It's at this point that everyone sort of gets up and goes, oh no, sunlight and all that kind of stuff. Breakfast was fantastic as well. It's 25 quid, guys. 25 quid, guys and girls, to go and watch 5 horror movies, 5 brilliant horror movies. Well, 4 and one. Brilliant horror movies. 25 quid. Sit with your mates all night. If you plan on going, take plenty of sugar, take something to eat. There's coffee, the bar's open all night as well. And obviously there's that big break in between where you can go outside and go to Mackey's or whatever you want to do and laugh at everybody else dressed up as Halloween characters while they're exploring the city and drunk, which just added to my night really, because it was absolutely hilarious. But yeah, get yourself to the quad next year. I'm pretty much already planning on going with Woody and Mike again next year for the 11th year. Turn it up to 11. And yeah, it's just fantastic. If you're a horror movie fan and you're in the Midlands area and you can get to Derby, I'd suggest you book tickets for this. Like I say, 25 quid, breakfast included, 5 horror films. Absolutely spot on. Well done, Quad. This is the first one I've been to and you've got me hooked. And that was everything that went down at Dead and Breakfast on the 27th of October. Got, like I say, the cool little VHS box as well, which was fantastic to get all those other goodies that we opened at the beginning of the video. This has been your Halloween special for 2018, part of a 3-part Halloween special, I might add. You've been watching Cheap Shot Entertainment. I have been your host, Spooky Lukey. That's rubbish, forget that. I've been your host, Luke, and you have been watching Cheap Shot Entertainment. If you like the video, click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to know when we upload new content. And also follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook as well. Get in contact with us, leave us a comment down below. And I will see you next time on Cheap Shot Entertainment. Ooh.